Oh, hello. This is everybody's favorite devil, Darren the Devil, back with Devilish Scents. Today I'm going over Daniel Gallagher's newest release with the O Apostrophe series. If that sounds interesting to you, then stay tuned. Good day, everybody. Like I said, this is everybody's favorite devil, Darren the Devil, back with Devilish Scents. And today I am going over Oh Hello by Gallagher Fragrances. Before we get started, I would like to dedicate this video to all the rebels, sinners, and nocturnals. And if you are new here to the channel, I would like to welcome you. If you like what you see today, please leave a like down below. And if you aren't subscribed and want to keep it locked with the devil, then please subscribe as well. Hit my bell. So let's go over the notes and then I'll tell you what I get out of it. So, like I said, this fragrance was released by Daniel Gallagher. It was just released about a month ago, and since it is based off of, green fragrances and violet leaf, which is one of my favorite notes, I knew that I had to get my hands on it. So, the notes in this is violet leaf, bitter orange or bigarade, bergamot, basil, neroli, orange blossom, and tuberose. Mid is lang lang, ambroxan, isoe super, jasmine, green mandarin, and the base of ginger, oak moss, orris root, sandalwood, patchouli, and musk. I know, all those notes sound fantastic. So I did want to read this real fast. Oh Hello is the next release following Oh Fresh and Oh Vert in the line of green fragrances in the O Apostrophe series. Oh Hello came to be after he revisited an ingredient which is not so forgiving to work with, Violet Leaf Absolute, and there's a big dose in here. Oh Hello does not fit perfectly into any core olfactory genre, but instead straddles genres such as citrus, aromatic, green, fougere, and woody floral musk. And then I did go over the future notes. It does have a velvet wood, which was not listed when I looked up the note, but he said that velvet wood is a simple accord that he created made up of ambroxan, isoe super, and sandalwood, which connotes more of a texture than a scent. And I totally get that. So I'm gonna get behind the camera and show you what I get out of it. And the box is just like his other boxes as well. But I did step on that. That was my fault. But I do really like the presentation. So let's get it. So this fragrance does have 4% Violet Leaf Absolute, which is pretty substantial in a fragrance formula. As far as the composition itself, violet leaf does make up like the whole proportion of it, and it doesn't sway or go out of the violet leaf. So if you're not into Violet Leaf Absolute, this may not be for you. It is a 50 ml available for $125, and I thought that was actually a great price considering Violet Leaf Absolute is one of the most expensive ingredients to work with. I'm going ahead and spray it on for you guys so you can see the sprayer. Their atomizers for these are fantastic. They kind of remind me of Roja, as in the sense that you can control them really well, and it does have a very nice mist. It doesn't give you as much mist as some of the Rojas, but it's still really easy to control. And this is one of my favorite atomizers, so they're doing it right. Let's get it. I hope you can see this. I'm right in the sun. Let me find there we go. Let's see. Good spray. When you first spray this on, it may be a bit much for some people. The Violet Leaf Absolute and the Orris that comes out when you first spray it on, especially with the bigarade or bitter orange, it is bitter and it's kind of asphalty in a sense. For some reason, I took a few weeks after I received this. That's why I took a few weeks since my last video to kind of wrap my head around this. And it is an olfactory experience. It's different than a lot of other violet leaf scents in the sense that it's bitter and it's not as aquatic as some violet leaf that you find in other fragrances. The violet leaf in here mixed with the orris root really well. The orris in here is a lot like concrete. When you work with certain types of orris root, it does smell like wet concrete, and I totally get that out of this. It also has a petrichor type accord in here, like a dirty, wet soil that mixes in with that violet leaf, which makes it fantastic. But when you first spray it on, it does get that bitter, concrete almost accord. And the green notes start to settle in with that bitter orange and the violet leaf. The green basil and the mint. The basil might like sting your nose a bit. When I first smelled that green accord, it did make me sneeze from that basil note. It's very realistic and just pow right in the face, but it does settle down from the orange blossom, the tuberose. The flowers in here actually help settle that green accord down quite a bit. And it helps the violet leaf move its way in and sway to make this a very incredible fragrance. They say that this is more this is unisex, but I find it a lot more masculine on my skin. But hey, wear what makes you feel good, wear what smells good on you. So like I was saying, when that lang-a-lang, the orange blossom and tuberose and the jasmine comes in, it works really well with that violet leaf absolute. And like he was saying, the velvet wood, the accord that he made with the Ambroxan, ISOE Super, and sandalwood, it is like a texture. When you spray this on, for some reason, when I wear fragrances, I get colors in my mind. It starts off very green, like a very bright green, but then when it calms down to the midpoint, which is most of the duration of this fragrance, like the mid notes stay into the base notes very well. But when it gets to the midpoint, it reminds me of the color purple. That violet leaf absolute with the jasmine just brings up a bright color purple in my mind, and it is like a texture. It's like purple paint. Not saying it smells like purple paint, it's just kind of the way it makes you feel. It's a very happy fragrance, but it is, for an aromatic green, it is kind of difficult, and it might be difficult for some people to wrap their head around, because it's a niche scent. It's not like other violet leaf absolutes, and that's why I wanted to talk to you about it. Now, after the whole midpoint, when it gets the Ambroxan, ISOE, and those florals, it gets to a base of the more, and that orris root, even though it's in the base, it does stick around in the opening to give you that concrete vibe. But in the base is when you get more of a petrichor smell with that violet leaf absolute. And the ginger just brings some snappiness in here with the woodsiness of the oak moss. But the sandalwood, it doesn't really get like creamy vanilla. It just adds like a nice velvety type wood to this that really brings texture with that violet leaf absolute. This fragrance was really well composed and very well made. And after that kind of woodiness, I will say, like, all through the mid and the dry down on my skin, it's extremely musky. This is a fragrance that would work very well in spring, summer, and maybe even sometimes in the fall with that petrichor accord, but I can't see it being a winter fragrance, but it is a very, I would say, a safe office scent if you can get past that opening and kind of wrap your head around the other accords, even though it is kind of difficult and complex. The complexities in this really makes this a gorgeous fragrance. I love wearing it. This has actually been my daily driver for like the last 2-3 weeks. I have been switching a day here and a day there, but I've been trying to wrap my head around this fragrance because it just makes me feel happy, and I love the purple feeling that it gives me with that texture. So that was Oh Hello by Gallagher Fragrances by Daniel Gallagher, just released about last month in 2023. Like I said, a 50 ml for $125. They do have 2 ml samples if you do want to try this out, which I would recommend. And give it a try. Let me know what you think. I did want to say as well, I did spend the last few weeks, a lot of people have been asking me for a Q&A, so I am going to be doing a Q&A, and I'm releasing another fragrance video, which is going to be more of a game to show you guys how well I know my fragrance collection, and it will also give you guys a clue into more fragrances that I haven't gotten time to review, so that you can see more of my fragrances. And if you do want to see a review of those, you can comment me down below. If you do have any questions that you would like me to go over in my Q&A, please leave a comment down below. If you're subscribed to this channel, thank you for following the devil in all of these trials and tribulations. I always really look forward to reading your comments, seeing all your likes. It really means a lot to me, guys. But if you are new to this channel, if you do want to keep it locked with the devil, if you are a sinner, rebel, or nocturnal, then keep it locked with Darren the Devil with Devilish Scents, and subscribe down below. Thanks, everybody. I'll see you in the next video. Before I go, I did want to say, if you are having feelings of hurting yourself or others, please call the suicide prevention hotline at 988. Don't feel like you are in the dark or you have to hide your feelings. Mental health is very important, and you should look after yours. If you are in the LGBTQ plus community and you need support as well, please call the number 800-547-7433 24/7, and they are there to help you as well. Thank you again for tuning in with Darren the Devil with Devilish Scents, and I hope to see you in the next video.